What's going on, fellow Maplers? This episode takes us to an achievement that I'm actually a little bit sad to say has gone into the memory tab, meaning it's no longer available in-game. I'm talking about the Elite Rescue Crew achievement earned by collecting 20,000 points in the Spirit Savior Arcana minigame. This achievement was removed in the weekly party quest revamp as a part of the Savior update, which capped points at 10,000 and increased the in-game time from 3 to 10 minutes. Unfortunately, I was unable to earn the achievement prior to the update, but I spent a good deal of time learning how to make my runs faster. In this video, I want to share with you tips and tricks that I picked up along the way and show you how close I actually got before the update. Most of your time saved will probably come from better routing. Before I show you a full example, let's walk through important points to understand how the game works and tips to help you route better. First, the map is covered in jump pads, which are by far the most effective method to move around the map for most characters. Understanding where these are, which direction they point in, and which rock spirits they can easily get you to will help improve your ability to path. As a quick rundown, we will look at the left side of the map. The map is just a mirror image, so all these will be similar on the right side. There's some skill involved here, as you will need to use your boost jump after the jump pad to accelerate faster and use your arrow keys for small correctional movements. You can achieve some pretty crazy distances if you boost jump at the right time, but generally each pad will do the following. In the center, there are jump pads which will direct you to the second highest platform for each respective side. At the bottom platform, there's a jump pad which will take you to the edge of the map. On the second lowest platform, there is a jump pad which will take you to the higher platforms on the opposite side of the map. Finally, at the edge of the map, there is a jump pad which will take you towards the highest platform at the center of the map. That about covers all the jump pads. The second thing to understand is how rock spirits spawn. There are 4 total rock spirits on the map that can spawn on any of the elevated platforms. Every time you clear a rock spirit on one side of the map, it will randomly spawn on the opposite side of the map. The total amount of rock spirits you can hold at one time is 5, which earns the most points per rock spirit, and the most amount in one trip. You should always be looking to collect 5 at a time. This means no matter what the spawn looks like, you'll be going to both sides of the map. It is important to take the spawns into account because sometimes you'll want to ignore a rock spirit that is near you because it has poor placement in relation to where you are and the nearest jump pad to reach the opposite side of the map. The best example of this is if you're in the corner and the rock spirit is the second highest platform. To get to that rock spirit, you would have to jump over to that platform, which is then also the farthest away from jump pads to the opposite side of the map. If you were to ignore the rock spirit and clear the opposite side, this can become part of a more efficient route when you return. Now that you understand spawns and jump pads, a general rule of thumb for pathing looks like this. On spawn, or after turning in your rock spirits, you want to move towards the edge of the map. Clearing the one side will fill out most of the spawns on the opposite side. Use a jump pad on the edge to rock yourself towards the opposite side, and then from there, path from high to low, or towards the center, depending on where you land, to get your 5th rock spirit near the turn-in point. That way, you're not wasting movement by getting your final rock spirit farther away from where you need to be next. This cycle will keep the spawns balanced and allow you to repeat a circle around the map, which will help with consistency. This strategy is also the best way I found to avoid the big boy trying to slap away all the rock spirits you've collected. As you move to the edge of the map and use that jump pad, it creates a lot of distance between you and him. When you collect the rock spirits, he will upgrade in size and speed, but stall for a few seconds. This should give you sufficient time to get your 5 rock spirits before he reaches you. Then, you just need to avoid him on your return to the center. He's terrible at quick directional changes, so jumping down from a platform or jumping above him as he gets closer is a great way to slip by. I feel like I've given a lot of advice without actually looking at a run, so let's look at my first 17,500 point attempt, which has smaller efficiencies and mistakes to look at. Starting out, I see 2 rock spirits on the left side, so I jump towards the bottom one. The hope here is that one on the edge of the map so that I can utilize the bottom jump pad to get there quickly, then move to the other side of the map from that jump pad. Turns out this is not the case, my route is suboptimal, as I could have used the center jump pad to reach the higher platform, jump down, then use the jump pad on the same platform to reach the other side of the map several seconds faster. One mistake I see that is class specific, and I got better at later on, is I tend to use my flying mechanic a lot. This actually stunts a lot of your momentum and ends up being significantly slower a lot of the time than doing boost jumps. Alright, let's pause here. A skill that will take a bit of time to develop is landing correctly on tree branches. If you land too close to the center, you will accidentally grab the vine rather than drop down, which ends up being slower if you aren't expecting it. If you're coming from underneath, try to path within the branch so that you don't need to jump down at all. Teleport classes have an advantage here because you can utilize that to move past the branches a lot quicker. Alright, let's continue. That's not the best series of spawns, but it allows me to easily avoid the big boy. Now you can see I'm on to my next rotation. Because there was only one rock savior left on the right side, I know that there is a third rock spirit left off screen once I reach this point. So I go for the bottom platform to jump to that top platform. I choose not to ignore the rock spirit here, but I should have. This showcases the issue with the platform when it comes to reaching the other side. There really is no good way to get over there. I think the best would probably be jumping to the platform at the center of the stage and using that jump pad, but I often don't use that strategy because you can get unlucky with where it lands you in comparison to the spawns. So you notice here, don't try to jump down on the top platform, but rather move over to the next highest. This is because you can't jump down from the topmost platforms en route. I don't know why, but it just doesn't work. But you can see how the pathing moves me out of the way of the big boy and down to my final rock spirit, which sets me up super close to the turn-in point for my next cycle. Another great point here is if you don't use a boosted jump, the edge platform will bring you straight to this rock spirit if you hold down the right arrow key. If you boost jump at the right time, it can actually launch you well over the center route, which can be good at times, but I found timing hard to pull off. You can see again, working top to bottom to avoid the big boy and move to the next rotation. I made a mistake here by hitting the root and then did not boost jump correctly to get to the platform before the edge. Additionally, I continued to jump up to the top, but I should have returned to the edge platform to jump over as it would have been faster. Again, another clean finish and drop down to the center. On this rotation I did not have the best spawns, but made do with the jump pads to get back over to the opposite side. You notice my favorite rotation at this point tends to be working from the bottom to the edge, then back to the other side to get my 5 rock spirits and drop down towards the center. However, I've gotten a bit more creative with pathing as I've played around with it a bit more. But I think this is the easiest one to learn and will help you clear a lot better on most classes. Overall, you can see there's still many mistakes and lots of room for improvement, but it's a pretty good run. I don't have the full clip of my best run, but I managed to get 17,500 with 3 rock spears before the time ran out. Incredibly close to completing the achievement. I made a few mistakes throughout that run, with getting caught in the roots and just a couple suboptimal paths, but I'm sure given another month, I could have gotten this with that character. Finally, on my last rotation, you can see I knew the spawns, so I switched sides because I had that preferred path that I was using. While I let the rest of this run play out, I think it's important to note that you really need to be able to one-hit the rock spirits to do this effectively. It's so easy to have the big guy catch up to you if you're not able to do that. Even though I didn't earn the Elite Rescue Crew achievement, it made the Perfect Rescue achievement a piece of cake. All you had to do for that achievement is turn in 5 rock spirits at a time to earn 10,000 points. So I at least have that as a consolation prize. Like and subscribe for somehow making the rock spirit minigame into a full video. I actually found this achievement quite challenging to work towards and fun, even though I didn't get it in the end. Might make a few more videos like this for the Maple Master series going forward. I think it's pretty interesting and a lot of people struggle with this minigame. Let me know your thoughts. I'm genuinely curious what kind of content you want to see more of.